Our media, thank you so much for joining Pregame Availability with GM and head coach Derek Fisher. We'll start with Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach. Good evening.
Hey, Rashawn.
Got to imagine you probably see some zone tonight. What were some things that you did effective and maybe some corrections you need to make tonight?
We got some great looks, honestly, against the zone. Carly had a couple of great looks out of the corner. We hit Amanda on a couple flash opportunities in the paint. One got stripped. She brought the ball down a little too low. Tiffany Prince ripped it out. There was another one. She caught it. She went to dribble it, and it bounced off somebody's foot for Seattle. So it really didn't stop us necessarily. We didn't convert on some opportunities that we had. So we invite them to do it more tonight, and we'll be ready to go and ready to attack it and take advantage of the opportunities that are there for us.
The activities of their bigs on the boards, especially offensively, how do you kind of combat for that with the lack of size?
We have to put bodies on people. I thought Brittany Sykes, did her fair share of rebounding, from the perimeter, from the wing. For Nia, it's a little tougher when you're guarding Brianna Stewart and you're up away from the basket. Her rebounding numbers may not, jump out the same in terms of statistically her number of rebounds. So it has to be a team effort. I thought McEvoy's activity was really the difference in terms of offensive rebounding. That hurt us. Like when she offensive rebounded, she scored points or created foul situations. So hopefully we can match her activity and her length out there on the boards tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rashawn. We'll go to Tukney Nguyen with the LA Times.
So Derek, so with some of the injuries that you guys have had beginning of the season, how has that impacted what you're asking Erica to do, and how do you think she's responded to kind of those new challenges?
It's honestly, I think it's kind of accelerated where we were going to want Erica to end up anyway, in terms of being herself, being assertive and aggressive out there on the floor, not trying to necessarily fit into a new team with new players and trying to cater too much to what other people need, from her, but also, still bringing that fight and the grit and the toughness to the game that we feed off of. So, I think with the injuries, the ball being in her hands a lot and having to make a lot of decisions, not necessarily the way we always designed it, but, we created the team this way for a reason, to have multiple ball handlers and decision makers. And, Christy being out has just increased, those opportunities for Erica and for Taya. And I think for Brittany Sykes, her opportunities are starting to grow with the basketball in her hands. And to me, that bodes well for us over time. Even though we haven't gotten the results in the immediate fashion, the more people that are comfortable making decisions with the basketball in their hands, the better it will be when the time is right.
And you mentioned after she got her first double-double a few weeks ago that you think she's just getting started. She's only scratching the surface. So what type of player do you envision her growing into for her WNBA career?
Yeah, I think that Erica's ability to, to get downhill and get into the paint and utilize her speed to break defenses down, whether individually or forcing team defense to react, that's a gift. And so I think as we continue to learn how to play basketball with one another, how the floor needs to be spaced to be successful, we continue to improve as a perimeter shooting team and a team that can finish more plays around the basket when those passes are dropped off and completed. I think her assist totals can definitely be there. And hopefully as we get healthy and we aren't as short in terms of our rotation, we'll be able to get back to playing at the pace that we're more capable of, which means more field goal attempts per game, which means assist numbers can possibly go up, but also her opportunities to score and put points on the board can increase as well once we get a little more healthy.
Doug Feinberg with the AP.
Hey, Coach, good to see you.
Thanks, Doug.
So I'm curious. I mean, Amanda got in foul trouble, is getting in foul trouble a little bit. Is this something you look at in film or discuss saying, hey, we're short rotation wise, like something you can adjust in the game, or is just fouls been going against her and it's the way the game's been called?
Yeah, it's tough, with, the teams that we've been playing over the last, few weeks or so. Like, you're just going to be in those situations. You're guarding the best players in the world. And it's going to be difficult to stay away from foul situations without basically just getting out of their way. And we don't want Amanda to do that. We want her to still be competitive out there, play with the fire and the passion that, that she has. So, definitely talking to her about keeping her hands up a lot of times on some of the shot attempts from the opponent. If she brings her arms down just slightly, they're going to blow the whistle. And that comes kind of with the territory sometimes. Again, when you're guarding, Brittany Griner and Liz Cambage and Asia Wilson and Breonna Stewart and on, Sylvia Fowles, Tina Charles, like, it's going to happen. So you have to kind of accept that as part of the game. We talk to our other players, to be honest, about their ball pressure has to improve. We have to be better at the point of attack so that we don't continually put Amanda or our big players in some of those situations that create fouls.
Thanks. And also, did you keep Carly in that lineup tonight? She played a lot of minutes the other night for you guys. It was pretty effective at times.
Yeah. It's a little early to officially say that, but we definitely loved what Carly brought for us. And we're excited for her to get another opportunity. Hopefully, she can even up the season series between the sisters tonight.
Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Doug. Time for one more tonight. We'll go to Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hey, Derek. Obviously, I'm sure you guys would rather have Christy back on the court with you guys, but what has she been able to contribute while she's been on the bench? I know Taya was saying that Christy's basically just a coach on the bench.
Yeah, no, I think that, Christy is literally a coach, in terms of her time in Washington, getting the opportunity to work with Scott Brooks and his staff and with the Wizards before his departure. And, she understands the game at a really high level. And I think it's, at the end of, this process and journey for Christy, it ended up being a blessing in disguise that she, hasn't been able to be on the court as much recently. And I think it's raised a level of engagement with, with her teammates and the team, and, her being able to see the game from a different perspective, not being out there. I think she sees a lot of opportunity for her when she gets back, but also for her teammates. And it's a valuable voice for us to have over there on the side. But we want her back on the court very, very soon.
Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.